Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to the Hero of Santa Fortuna. My name is Mr. Freeze2244, but before we get into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams. If you've missed any Santa Fortuna videos so far that I've covered, hit the link in the description of the full playlist of videos. But for this one, make sure you put it on casual mode. That's the one we're going to go for because it's the easiest way to do it. We're going to use the lockpick and use a coin and our pistol. So in order to get this challenge to work, we need to do a number of things throughout Santa Fortuna, and it's going to take a long time to do. It's going to take you at least 30 minutes or so, depending on how fast you can do this. Obviously it took me about 45 minutes to do, and I'm going to try and cut down the parts where you have to wait on long parts, but apart from that, it is relatively straightforward, but it's just remembering exactly what you have to do during these things. So at the start here, we're just waiting for this woman to piss off so we can go and knock out this guy and grab the glue from his pockets. We're going to need that to repair the cocaine bus that the hippie has. So that's one good deed we have to do. So this challenge is all based around doing all the good deeds around the map. So a lot of these things are opportunities to get kills on the map, but what we're actually going to do is not take those opportunities to kill the targets. Instead, we're just going to let them go. So that will translate into the challenge itself. So as you can see, we just knocked out the guy there, grabbed his glue, and now we're going to go and take care of that. But before we do that, we're going to go and wake up one of the band members for the next challenge, and which is this dude right here. So this is to set up the statue unveiling, and we need to wake up 3 band members that are dotted around this little area. So we're trying to do things as we go. So we just want to wake up that one guy, and then after that we're going to lockpick this door to the hippie's house, and inside there's going to be a broken bus. And you would want to just go ahead and repair it. Don't be adding any poison or anything like that. We don't need to do that. Just repair it and then leave. And that's one of the objectives just ticked off. Next, we're going to wake up the second band member, and he's going to be sleeping on a bench over here. So I'm going to pull out the wrench and throw it against the wall, I should say, not the wall. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick that back up and pick up the can of soda that's on there as well, because I love Dr. Pepper. Next, we're going to wake up the third and final band member, and he's just going to be down here, sleeping next to a generator. So all we've got to do really there is just turn it on, and that will wake him up. And all 3 of these band members are going to be heading towards the central area, and they're going to be set up for the band and stuff like that. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. He's being a bit of a dick at the moment because he knows I'm recording a video. But yeah, we're going to grab the rat poison from this location right here, and we need to poison P-Power, and it's quite easy to do it. Every now and then everyone's going to have their backs to you, and it's scripted like this, so you could poison this bottle of beer. So like I said, everyone here has got their back to me right now, and this happens every 30 seconds or so. And what we're actually going to do now is just wait for P-Powers to actually drink from that beer, and he's going to get sick and head to the bathroom. All we're doing right now is just setting this up for a little bit later on, so we have access to this disguise a little bit later on, because we're not actually doing this challenge yet. So we're just waiting patiently at this point in time. Like I said, the reason why this particular challenge takes such a long time is because a lot of waiting periods like this one. There are some pretty mean ones a little bit later on as well, but this is just one example of the waiting parts that you got to do. That's why it takes such a long time to do this challenge. And what's why it's probably one of the most annoying challenges there is in the game, doing the Hero of Santa Fortuna. That's why it's very highly requested that I did it, so there's an efficient strategy for doing it. So as I said there, he's getting sick, so we're going to follow him to the bathroom, go ahead and subdue him, and then dump his body out the window and put him in the nearby crate outside. And that will just leave him there for the... wait, my dog is really annoying me, hold on.
Just browsing.
Okay, we're back. So basically, we're going to just dump his body out the window after we've subdued him. Just make sure no one follows you into the bathroom. And then to go ahead and dump his body in the crate right here. And like I said, that's going to be a disguise available for us for later on. So what we need to do now is go ahead and get ourselves the band member disguise, because we're going to go ahead and join that little band. And it's going to be in the house that's playing a lot of music. So what we're going to do, there's going to be a fuse box outside. I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off. There's going to be a dude inside. He's going to come and investigate because the music's gone off, and he says, oh, my poor music. It was such great music. I have to go and turn that back on. Yeah, he's going to come outside, and then we're going to sneak inside, grab the band member's disguise, and join the rest of the band. And then we're going to play the drums. That should be cool. And then we're going to be doing the statue unveiling, and that will take care of one of the other things that checked off the list. So, nice fresh disguise. The guy is dead, by the way. I thought he was just asleep, which is that's pretty dark. I don't know what happened to him. But yeah, anyway, just these 3 band members should be here in this position. We're just going to go ahead and play the drums. Andrea is going to hit the stage, and the whole ceremony is going to start. Eventually, Rico is going to tell you to do the drum roll. Make sure you hit that prompt, and do the encore as well. And then that will finish off this small portion of the challenge. So after all that nonsense is completed, we can go ahead and move on to the next part, which is going to be Rico's tattoo. We're going to go ahead and fix that. So like I said, we've already had the disguise all set up for us. So he's going to be kindly waiting for us in the crate down here in a bin. And we're going to head straight to the mansion. We're not actually going to go through the front door, because if you go through the front door, you're going to have to drop your weapons. So we're not going to do that. We're actually going to sneak in. Also, I found that if you actually go through the front door, the Rico doesn't acknowledge your existence. For some reason, he just carries on with his routine, and he sort of breaks, which is a bit of an annoying thing. Also, if you're trying to do the Hippo challenge and do the tattoo thing, you can't do them both at the same time, because it sort of confuses the AI, and it will break Rico's movement. He sort of just stands still and doesn't move. So if you've ever experienced that, that is why. It's because the game is trying to trigger a chain of events, and it's not working because you're trying to do 2 things at once, and it's not working like that. So as I said, we've snuck into the mansion now. I'm just going to greet Rico Delgado, and then he's going to lead you to his room. He's just still coming to the mansion now, so we're just going to have to wait for him. But he'll lead you to his room to complete the tattoo, and unless you follow him, he stands still and he doesn't do anything. So you have to follow him. Otherwise, you can't just run straight to his room and do this, because he doesn't follow. It's kind of annoying that you have to do all this sort of things, and you can't just run there. But like, I'm going to speed this up anyway, because I'm not going to make you wait during the video while you got to do it yourself. But this is pretty much what you have to do, and listen to his whole stupid dialogue all the way there. But eventually, when you get there, we're going to start the tattoo, and this is where the problem had lied in the actual challenge itself. What people were doing in the challenge is not actually letting this complete. You'd think that as soon as he evicts the guard out of the room, you'd think all you got to do is just basically click leave, and that will complete the tattoo. Especially with the dialogue that he has after, and says he's satisfied with what your work is, what your work has been done. But apparently not. Apparently you basically just have to wait out the whole entire thing. It can take about 2 minutes of real life time of you to actually genuinely finish the tattoo, and he has a different dialogue after doing that. So that's basically what the trigger was, and that will trigger the end of this particular part of the challenge. And this is where people, including myself, have been going wrong in this particular challenge. I thought it was the submarine that was causing issues. In some ways it is, but this is the main thing right here. So after about a minute and a half or so, obviously I'm going to skip it till that point. This will naturally finish. You don't have to push anything. Don't push kill. Don't press leave. Just let it actually play out, and you'll have a different dialogue, and he will say finally done. Now, if you opted to leave early, he will say, "Well, you done already?" That's when you know that you've not done it. You just got to basically wait it out, and you'll do it naturally after about 2 minutes or so. Just to be sure before we leave, because if you leave right now, there's enforcers outside. So just to make sure we can leave properly, we're going to wait for Rico to acknowledge the fact that he liked the tattoo, and we're going to wait for him to finish. Obviously, this guard has come in now to investigate. I don't know why, because he's still alive and he's still in the bathroom. But we're going to wait for him to finish his lines before we can walk out and leave. And that's when we're going to take care of the next challenge, where we have to go and get the guard disguise, and then give Hector Delgado the love letter. And that can be a little bit annoying as well, because we don't know where the guy that limps, the guy that has the love letter, we don't know exactly where he is. We know his general area, but we don't know exactly his position on the map so far. So now he's finished his dialogue, we can go ahead and leave the area, so we can go and grab a guard disguise now. So you can get your guard disguise from anywhere you want to. It's completely up to you where you want to do it. There's a number of safe ways of doing it. You can grab this guard over here if you want to. I am not going to do that because sometimes it can be a little bit risky with a maid around and this guard right here. You can lure him to the left if you want to, grab that guard. But so I'm going to use a distraction over here to cause it. And what we have to do is pretty much just turn this radio off. Where is it? Is it on this side? It's not a radio, is it? It's a TV thing. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So that's going to cause a distraction. I'm going to turn that back on as well because we're going to knock him out. And he's going to come over and get distracted. So we're going to knock him out. And then we're going to put him in the crate as well. I'm going to grab his disguise. I'm not sure if this is the best area to take out a guard, though. I'm not completely sold on this idea. I don't know. It should work anyway. Like I said, you can grab your guard disguise any way you want to. But ultimately, this is the disguise we need. So we're just going to dump him in the crate here. Watch out for that patrolling guard that's just ahead where the stairs are, so when you're dragging that body, just in case. But once we've got this disguise, again, watch out for him because he is an enforcer to this disguise. But once we head down the stairs, we're going to head into the bar area, and this is where the guy with a limp usually is. He's standing right there. There he is. But we need to take him out because he's got the love letter on him that we have to deliver to Hector. And unfortunately, we can't do anything in this room because there's several guards in here. So we're going to have to just patiently wait for him to leave, and then we have to then lure him into the room where we can actually take him out. And the best place is probably this room to our right. There is a patrolling guard going up and down. He's the only anomaly to this particular part. But ultimately, we have to just be patient and wait for him to go. Wait for the guy to go past. We'll coin him into this room. Here he is. We'll throw a coin into this room and then distract him in here. There's a pool ball. I'll take that. But once we've gone ahead and knocked him out, so we can leave his body in here. No one else comes in here, I don't think. And we're going to grab the love letter. And his gun. And we know we have to go and give the letter to Hector Delgado, who's Rico's brother. Give him the love letter from Andrea. So just follow where I'm going, it's nice and easy. On casual mode as well, this door isn't locked, you don't have to unlock the door. So once you've actually given it him, that's going to be the end of that one. That ticks off another part of the challenge. So the next would be to go and feed the hippo, which is what we're going to go ahead and do next. Like I said, we had to make sure there's a separation between doing the tattoo and the feeding the hippo, because you don't want to do them both so close together, because it can freeze Rico's chain of movement. It kind of messes up with his scripted movement. But yeah, Hector just gives you a code there for the safe in Rico's room, and if you want to, you can go in there and open the safe and grab the gun. What it essentially is like a golden version of the striker. If you don't know what the striker is, it's like an overpowered pistol that acts like a shotgun. It's got the shotgun sort of power from the pistol, but it's a really good pistol, but it's not really worth the effort trying to get that gun. But what we're actually going to do now is go ahead and feed the hippo. And I got a little bit turned around at this point. I thought, oh yeah, I came out the wrong way. But the hippo is just in this general area over here, to the east side of the mansion area. And to feed the hippo, all you've literally got to do is, there's going to be a meaty bone on the shelf that's just behind it. We're just going to throw that into where the hippo is, and that will basically just take care of that. That's all you need to do. Again, just watch out for the enforcers around the area, and this guy right here, which is supposed to be a hippo expert. There's going to be an enforcer down here next to the hippo himself. I'm going to quickly throw a distraction just to get him to turn around. Just use whatever you want, coin or whatever, just to get him to turn around. I'm going to grab these documents as well. I'm not sure if that affects it or anything. Grab the meaty bone, throw it in the pool of water, and that takes care of that particular part of the challenge. So next on the list is going to be grabbing a Coca lab disguise. What I mean is, you got the coca fields near Jorge, Franco, and we need to grab that disguise and go ahead and repair the machine that creates the cocaine. So that's next on the agenda. That's a fairly simple challenge. On casual mode, it's very simple getting into this next area. I don't even think you're an enforcer to anybody with this disguise, which I thought was a lot different on professional, I believe. But this next challenge it's just mainly just a fetch quest, really. There's nothing difficult about this part of the challenge. So we just have to go ahead and grab the part. But first we're going to grab the coca disguise. just in case we need it for the inside of the lab. I'm not sure if you can use this disguise in the lab, so I wanted to be sure I'm in the correct disguise. So I'm going to turn off this fuse box and turn it back on. And the reason for turning it back on is the fact that once he comes over to investigate the box and we knock him out, we don't want to distract another person to come over and investigate as well. So that's the reason for turning it back on. That's not how it worked in Season 1, however. In Season 1, once you turned it back on, they don't even bother investigating anymore. So that's definitely a change. And I'm not sure if it's relative to the difficulty. I mean, it's the same on professional mode. Maybe it's different on master, but on professional mode and casual, that's how it works in this game. Basically, if you turn it back on, it'll still come over to investigate anyway, which is more logical and makes sense. But that is a little difference between Season 1 and Hitman 2. So now we've got this disguise here. We're just going to sneak past this guard because he's an enforcer, but we need to go and grab the spare part that was dropped by a helicopter, I believe. And there's two guards up here trying to find that specific spare part for the machine. But we know exactly where it is, and it's just going to be on this hill here, just above the rocks. So all you got to do is to basically just shoot it once, climb down here, grab the part, and then go to the machine, insert it in the slot, and that will complete that part of the challenge. That will only leave a couple of things up left for us to do. Again, we're trying to run through this as quick as possible. If you know any faster routes of doing this particular challenge, let me know in the comments on how you did it. But this is the fastest way I've found to do it. I try to make it as most efficient as I possibly can, but obviously a lot of things require you to run back and forth anyway. And I don't think there's like a smooth run but going completely rotated around the map, completing all the challenges in that way. I don't know, I could be wrong, but this is the most efficient and fastest way I've found to do it. Again, when we come back in this area, make sure you watch out for the enforcers. There's only a couple on casual mode. There's none in here on casual mode, so all we got to do is just insert the circuit board, and that will complete that part of the challenge. So next up on our list is to get the Shaman Disguise, or the Shaman Disguise, whichever way you want to pronounce it. But that's the next on the agenda, which is fairly simple enough to grab as well on casual mode. He's going to have a hut next to him. Now, on casual mode, that door is open. On professional mode, it's locked. So this is one of the reasons why I'm saying to do this on casual, because it's a lot easier, because you can do these things, you know, more simply rather than doing it on professional or whatever. Usually I tend to do it on professional because it's a good middle ground between master and casual. But on this particular occasion, I always opt for the casual mode because it's a lot more simpler when you go do these long dragged out challenges. It can be tedious, so you don't want things to mess up for you, and it gives you a lot of leeway in compared to other difficulty modes. So the Shaman is just going to be in the area up ahead. So like I said, the hut next to it is going to be a good way for us to grab his disguise. So what you want to do when you enter this hut here, you are going to be in a trespassing area, so just watch out for that. So you can either attempt to throw a coin in the room, but that's going to distract the dude out there. So what I recommend doing is turning off the radio, and that's going to distract the Shaman himself rather than the dude, because this is Shaman's place. So grab those notes there. I'm not sure what they say. This is actually the first time I've actually been in this hut. So we're going to turn off the radio there. It's going to distract him. We're going to hide behind this door. The door will give us nice coverage. Obviously going to turn it back on just in case someone else comes to investigate after we've knocked him out. What should we use? We use the baseball. Shut the door. Boom. And then we'll drag his body in the crate. And grab his disguise. So there's two more things left to do on our list. Now, all we've got to do now is go ahead and talk to Andrea. She's going to be at her house in the village. And then she's going to tell you about the construction site and cleansing it and whatnot. And basically, as soon as she says that you can walk with me if you like, as soon as she does that line, that's when you want to head to the construction site. And then talk to the foreman. And once you've spoken to the foreman, he will tell you to come over to where you wanted to commit you could do the ritual. But we have to wait for Andrea to actually come to the construction site first. And that's when we can do the ritual of the cleansing. And that will take care of that part of the challenge. And then finally, we'll have the submarine part where we have to demonstrate the repaired submarine. And that will take care of the whole Santa Fortuna challenge. It's like I said, it's not hard. It's just it takes a while to do, especially with all these waiting parts around the map. It's kind of annoying, but that's all relative to the challenge, I guess. But yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and talk to Andrea, and then we'll skip to the part where we're actually at the construction site, because I don't want to. There's no point making you wait during the video to watch me run all the way down to the end of the map, because it's just stupid. So we're just going to wait for that line. Wait for that line. Yeah, you notice her face kind of looks like a bunny rabbit. Like if you put bunny ears on her and give her like whiskers, she'd look just like a bunny rabbit. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm going crazy. Doing too many videos in 1 week.
I can do that.
Or whatever it is you do. See, once you said that you can walk with me if you like. I mean, if it was real life, I probably would. But because it's let's just go to the construction site. Anyway, we'll wait for. Like I said, we'll go down there, talk to the foreman, and then we'll start the ritual. So now Andrea's finally arrived after walking very slowly. We're going to start the ritual, start the cleansing, and then we'll have one more challenge to do.
Easy. The site is clean now.
So that's one more left. So what we've got to do now is basically grab the Submarine Disguise, I think that's what it's called. I don't know about you, but every time I try and get this disguise, I find it a little bit tricky. Because there's going to be a guard outside, and he's patrolling up and down, and he eventually keeps knocking on the door and tells the guy to, come on, let's go back to the caves. And the guy's cowering around the corner. Apparently he goes inside the house, but honestly, this is 30 minutes into the mission now, and he doesn't move. He does the same thing. I mean, I'm not sure if it triggers a chain of events when you're in the vicinity. It probably does. That's probably why the guard's going to the door right now, rather than doing it 20 minutes ago. But the guy's going to be cowering around the corner, and we're actually going to knock him out, because I don't really care at this point. I wanted to get this challenge done, and it doesn't really matter what you do at the end of the day. If you kill him, you kill him. If you knock him out, you knock him out. Same with the guard as well. You just need to get that disguise that's behind him. That's all. I mean, I'm trying to do it stealthy. I'm trying to do it the best way. I'm trying to do this properly and professional. But it comes to a stage where you've been doing this so many times. I think I've attempted this challenge about 10 times now. And you know, what I'm trying to do with the videos, this is just, because it takes such a long time, it's just a waste of time. So at the end of the day, I didn't really care at this point. I just wanted to get in there, unlock the door with a lockpick, try and do this stealthy as I could. If it didn't work, then it didn't work. This guy's going around the corner, but he spots me, of course. So I knock him out. I was so tempted to just throw him in there and feed him to the piranhas, but I just left him there. I think his body even gets found. I'm not completely sure. But like I said, it don't matter. We just need this disguise. There's one challenge left, and we're going to complete it in 5 minutes anyway. So all we have to do at this point, once we grab this disguise, is head to where the bar is. Behind the bar, there's going to be a key. And with that key, we can actually access this secret entrance down in the basement. And that will give us access to the caves that leads us to the submarine itself. So like I said, it's just behind the bar. This guy keeps bending over, you know, I noticed. Every time I'm in this area, he's bent over. Looks like, what's he doing? But once we use the key on the door, we're not in a trespassing area, so we can go ahead and use the secret entrance without getting spotted, which is nice. Also, have you noticed, when you use this disguise, 47's arms are really dirty or something. I don't know what the hell's on his arms, but yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, how does he do that? How does he dirty up his arm? Because that looks like ground in dirt as well. It doesn't even look like he just put it on. That's strange. But anyway, once we come through here, all we've got to do is talk to this guy with a cowboy hat on, and he will tell you that whenever you're ready, we'll call Rico Delgado down here. So as soon as you get the prompt, you want to go ahead and do that. Rico will come down and he'll start talking. He'll start talking in front of the submarine. All we got to do at this point is to basically operate the machine, and then the dialogue will happen, and eventually your challenge will pop up on the top right corner of your screen, and it's just literally like that. Now, if you've done the submarine challenge before anything else, you'll have two outcomes. If you disable the submarine limiter, then you're gonna kill him if you try and carry out the rest of the demonstration, because he keeps telling you to crank up the engine. And obviously, if you crank it up past 3, it's gonna override the engine, and it's going to come off its rails, and it's going to throw Rico into the river along with the submarine itself, and that will kill him. We don't want that to happen because we need to complete the rest of the challenges. So the only other option is basically don't disable it like I'm doing right now, and then just follow the chain of sequence and rev up the engine whenever he tells you to. But eventually it gets to the stage where you can't rev up anymore. So what do you do at that point? Eventually you can't rev up anymore, so he starts having a go at you, and then eventually he tells the guards to kill you. So there's only two outcomes of this submarine section: either you kill Rico or you die. So that's why I recommend doing the submarine opportunity last, because literally you only have to do the start of it for it to register, and if you leave before you actually finish the demonstration, again he'll order his guards to kill you. So that's why I always recommend just doing the submarine one last, otherwise you're not going to get the challenge done, unfortunately. And weirdly enough, when you actually look at the list of things you need to do for this challenge, this is first on the list. Why put this first on the list when you can't do it in any order except for the last opportunity? I don't understand that decision. Maybe they're just trolling, I don't know, but this is pretty much how you do it. So eventually your challenge will pop up after a certain word. So there's the Hero of Santa Fortuna. Hopefully this has helped you out. This has been a long dragging video, but hopefully you've enjoyed it, and hopefully it's helped you out. So that's going to do it for this video, so thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop a like on this video if it helped you out or if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams. For the full playlist of videos, check out the link in the description. Consider supporting me on Patreon or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.